You're still watching Ways. Now, Earth Day, celebrated annually on April 22nd, is a reminder to protect the environment, restore damaged ecosystems, and live a more sustainable life. First celebrated in 1970, this day marks its 52nd anniversary. It was first observed in the United States when some 20 million people took to the streets to protest against the 1969 Santa Barbara oil spill. Now, since then, the occasion has played an important role in raising awareness on other environmental issues. In 2009, the United Nations designated April 22nd as International Mother Earth Day. Now, according to the UN, International Mother Earth Day is celebrated as a reminder that the Earth and its ecosystems provide us with life and sustenance. The healthier ecosystems are, the healthier the planet and its people will be. Restoring our damaged ecosystem would help to end poverty, combat climate change, and prevent mass extinction. But we will only succeed if everyone plays a part. According to the UN, they say that. So, also interesting, now looking at this and going back to the conversation I had with our guest in the makeup room, she was telling me about, the interesting thing about each location and their soil type. That, for instance, if she puts the coffee bean from Brazil and the coffee bean from Nigeria, you could literally tell the difference. Whilst ours is like vanilla creamy, according to her, the the Brazilian one is earthy, like strong, and all of that. I say, our things are always different. No, it's not even that. I'm just saying that, one thing I love about Diola, if you were never a nature person,
you would not even notice this.
So, but she's able to distinguish. You know how you can separate things. Some people are just blessed. So it's important. So, when I was just reading this about the earth sustaining and all of that. So there's a uniqueness to every zone. Even in the north, comparing Nigeria, breaking it down, going up north, core north, central north, you would see that there's a difference. So we must learn to preserve, because that is the uniqueness and the richness of that particular region.
So preserve our soil?
Yes, I'm saying even the environment entirely.
Okay.
The environment in its entirety, all these things that we're having, bombings and all of that, it just completely distorts the ecosystem.
So when we were hit by the COVID-19 2 years ago, I think that period actually helped the earth to heal, from all this rubbish, oil spillage, bombing and
excessive
pollution. So it helped. So
we need more
something
of that.
Good came out of COVID-19.
Yeah, we need more of planting so many things that just helps to restore the uniqueness of the region.
I agree.
So I have a very sad story. That's all we're going to be taking today. Because why I took this particular story? First of all, it broke my heart because the boy is 15.
Yeah.
According to the report, he's supposed to be writing his WAEC. Or Ziwase, they call it now.
Yeah,
so I'm really saddened because 16, that's the age of 15 is the age of my first son.
Wow.
So when I saw the mother on the floor crying and, it just broke everything inside of me, because I can't imagine how much, we have put in, raising emotions, everything, raising a child up to that age, only for the child to die when something is completely avoidable. That's where it's breaking. So this is the story of the woman. She's been, they said she was crying uncontrollably. And very, very, it's apt for her to be like that, So there was a tanker, I think it was 45,000 liters tanker that was taking fuel to a fuel station around this region. And the fuel, of course, it was trying to navigate a bend. Typical thing that happens, because maybe the driver was speeding or something,
or drunk
or whatever. Do you understand? So the truck now falls to this, like it spills. And from this report, this mother, they said they started the typical thing again. They started scooping fuel. So how the fire even started, I didn't see that part in the story, but it's the same thing all the time. When there's a spillage like that, why can't we just stay clear from it? So how this boy got mixed up in this whole situation is what I can't get.
Oh, okay, so we don't know if he was part of the scoopers.
I don't know, because it wasn't stated. But you can tell, first of all, so many things playing out. There's poverty, because why would I see Phil spilling on the floor and be thinking of how I can scoop it? That's poverty. Because I want to find a way to be able to gather it and go and probably resell it. Because that's what most of these scoopers, they do. You know, there's poverty playing out. There's a lot of ignorance. You know, there's a lot of ignorance. There's a lot of, and again, when there are spillages like that, what are the people, what kind of orientation do they have in terms of immediate things to do? Because I'm just thinking in my head, if this were abroad and something like that happened, the next thing, they would have poured some kinds of whatever it is on the road to just completely flush it off the road.
How about the fire services? Nobody's even talking about them.
So I don't know. It's really sad. This really broke my heart this evening when I saw this.
Yeah, it's so bad, because especially in a place like Nigeria that is just covered by so many poor people. People wait on their children. Their children are actually their
supposed to be
retirement plan. So I can imagine a woman training her child up to WAEC level, and then he just goes away just like that.
It
doesn't even make any sense.
It's sad.
I think we need to do better in this country.
It's sad.
And you know, for me, I know about these tanker drivers. When you look at most of them, they are drunk, they are high on those little things those women hawk, yes, and sell. So when you speak to them, you can smell their breath, the stench. So I can bet anything that this guy was actually drunk, because you are navigating a bend. It's not the first time you're navigating a bend.
In that particular bend,
yes,
in fact.
Exactly. So what happened today? What happened? So it's just really sad.
So what would compensation look like for this woman? The life is gone.
It doesn't even come to play, because how do you compensate this kind of person? She's inconsolable. How do you compensate her? I don't see any way. I just think that, okay, while they were scooping, where were our law enforcement agencies? You understand?
Because I am just thinking that for every time we hear things like this, why don't we heads starts to roll in this kind of situation?
And, you know, try to look for solutions.
The company that owns that truck, you know, because you must train your drivers, you must hold them accountable.
You're right.
The truck, yes, you start to sanction
so
them.
Liability.
When you slam them a very heavy fine, I'm not talking about chicken fee.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of hundreds of million kind of fine.
Yes.
They would know that before you put any driver on the road, the driver's head must be correct. Because this is just sad. This death is needless, you know.
This is very,
we have to take a break
sad.
now. It's really sad. All right, on that note, we'll just take a break. I just pray that the mother, you know, she finds some form of comfort. It's really sad. And I hope the authorities would actually do something to the owners of those trucks, sanction them, right? Let's start to give them heavy slams. When we slam them heavy bills, I'm sure these things would really, really drastically reduce, because you would vet the drivers before you put them on the road.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back from the break, we'll be discussing vocational studies or vocational education. Stay with us. We'll be right back.